Welcome back, Truth Seeker. In the headlines, Garth Brooks, who told us he has friends in low places, is accused of rape and sexual assault. And this broke on a Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. Notice the Tulsa boy, Garth Brooks, born in 1962 and turned 62 earlier this year on February 7th. Of course, we know those guys with the black and white checkerboard floors. You see that symbolism all over Garth Brooks albums, as well as many people in the industry, the entertainment industry's full of masonry. Our friend Jeff Young of Megadeth told us you can't get more Masonic than country music. So again, here's just the latest example. Again, if you're new here, the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, Gematria. Mason equates to 62, as does Tulsa, his hometown. And again, Masonry is based in Kabbalah. So that's the first piece. This happens to him while he's 62. His number's up. His friends in low places have come out of the woodwork. And notice his first album, his debut album, self-titled, Garth Brooks, on Capitol Nashville, the label. Came out April 12th, 1989. From that day, April 12th, the anniversary, to the accusation of sexual assault was the 175th day since the anniversary of that album. Sexual assault in Gematria is 175, and it's interesting because that number is associated with the Whore of Babylon because of Revelation 17:5. We've been talking about that a lot with the rituals they've been doing with old Kamala, who sucked Willie's willy to the top. She's got friends in high places. Anyway, October 3rd is the day, leaving 89 days left in the year, and that album came out in 89. Again, we see this all the time in the world of entertainment. Garth Brooks is lucky because a lot of times it's an obituary. So, an accusation, that's not nice either. But at least he's still breathing. Because a lot of times we see these celebrities just coming up in the obituaries at way too young of an age, and it always traces back to their breakout work. But it was the 35th anniversary this year of his 89 album, and we call it 35 Thursday. It's like Pete Alonso. We loved the Mets last night to beat the Brewers. They had all kinds of numbers. Pete Alonso slugs his 35th home run of the year. Kirk Cousins wins on Thursday Night Football, staying on 35 all-time home losses, including games he started and backed up. Falcons get to 3-5 all-time on October 3rd in history. Unfortunately, the Bucs didn't stay on 35 all-time road losses versus the NFC South. But anyway, it's 35 Thursday every week, news and sports. We talk about it every week. Tulsa's also got that Gematria 35. In case you're new here and going, wait a minute, you said Tulsa equals 62. You bet I did it. It does also equal 35. There are 4 base ciphers of the English language. It's very intuitive. You just take the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, up to Z, the 26, R is 26. That's the first cipher. That's where Mason equals 62. The next most simple cipher is just running the alphabetic order in reverse. Z is 1 back to A is 26. That's where Tulsa equals 62. And then the other 2 ciphers are just the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology applied. And that's where Thursday's 35 and Tulsa in reverse with numerology is also 35. So again, teach the same thing every day. Been here for over a decade doing this. And then what else is noteworthy is Donald Trump Jr. got in on this headline, posting on social media. Apparently, Garth Brooks endorsed Kamala Harris. But he's making fun of Garth Brooks being like Diddy for Kamala and accused of sexual assault. And it's like, well, what about your dad? Anyway, that phrase that's emphasized in the headline, white dude for Harris, that has the gematria of 103 and 104. Again, this news broke on 10/3. And this headlines or this story, just altogether, the whole Garth Brooks story really making the rounds today as well on 10/4. 10/4 over and out. But in light of Donald Trump Jr. getting attached to this story, it's like, okay, there's a political angle here. Interesting. The accusation comes from a very credible unnamed woman. And I just had to notice in the 4 base ciphers how unnamed woman overlaps Donald Trump. You see that? The triple overlap. Hey, Donald Trump Jr., where's your mom at? Oh, that's right. She died exactly 60 weeks into the first Jesuit Ignatian year ever, on the same day that Donald Trump said he'd run in the upcoming election, which was the 60th, which is this one. And it goes with Tim Walz supposedly being 60, even though he looks 75, and Kamala's about to turn 60 on October 20th. And again, she started sucking Willie's Willie when she was in her 20s, and he was 60. And yada, yada, yada. All the 60s. Alvin Bragg, indictment, blah, blah, blah. Again, it's a big show from both sides of the aisle. And again, it all goes back to those Jesuits and those Masons. Again, the Jesuits made modern Freemasonry. They also gave us the calendar and the language, and they synced up this little system that's like a big game, like 52 cards in the deck to go with the 52-week year, when the word Pope's 52 in the calendar given to us by a Jesuit priest, Christopher Clavius, is named after the Pope. Anyway, no accident. None of this is an accident. Garth's number was up. We'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. Until next time.